I have been so excited for this game, I just jumped right into it when it went live, and I really didn't think about what I was doing. So I'm going to give you some beginner things I wish I knew before I started playing Palworld. In case you've been living under a rock for the past 48 hours, this is Palworld, the game we've all been waiting for. It's been in development for 3 years. Finally, it's out, early access on Steam. You can grab it right now for under 30 bucks. If you don't know what Palworld is, basically it's like a popular video game that's been out for over 25 years now, mixed with Ark Survival Evolved. You get spawned into this world, there's all these creatures around which are called pals. You can tame them and put them to work on your base, or you can kill them for resources. There are bosses to fight, there are NPCs to fight, there are merchants that sell both items and pals, and there's lots of different creatures from all different elements that you can collect, battle, and first thing I'm going to say is the placement of your base is very important. I decided to put my base up top by these really cool ruins because I didn't know what the range was on the base. When you first go to place your base, you'll notice there is like a blue circular ring around it. So I would suggest that you place it, don't build it, and then go take a look of where that ring is, or build it if you want. If you destroy it, you get the resources back. So I built up here on this plateau, sort of when you first walk out of the starting area. There were so many levels to it that my pals would get stuck on rocks and ledges, and it just became a big hindrance, so I ended up moving it later on. The other thing, beginner tip I'm going to recommend for you is look for chests around the map. There are a lot of useful items in chests that can help you early on, like arrows and other things, bread for food, and a lot of them don't require a key to open them. You can just open them. Second thing, when you first start your base, just go with a bunch of chickens, get yourself a bunch of eggs, and you'll be set for life. Getting from up to the 5th level of your base does not take much at all. So it's a lot easier. I would say have like 2 workers and chickens. Speaking of workers, what do I mean by that? Every pal has skills that they are good at. Now, to see the skills more in depth, you do have to, click the F key on them and they'll pull it up, but you can kind of get the gist of what they are. And every building and thing you put in your base also says requires and tells you what you need. So the farm, of course, will say require farming. So things like the sheep, the chicken, the alpacas, and other pals go in there and they will give you resources that your other pals will pick up and put in chests for you. It's pretty cool. Other tip I'm going to give you for starting out is if you really want to find some super cool pals early on, go find these bases that the Syndicate guys hold. You can take them down pretty easily if you get a bow and arrow and have a pal that's about the same level, if not better. Look for pals maybe they have an AoE, and you can go in and just unlock the chests in the middle, and you basically get a free pal. I got my little candle dude here doing just that. I found a base that was low level, went in, opened his crate, and it was just a free little guy for me. The other tip for finding pals early on that are super cool is eggs. There are eggs all over this map. This map is huge. I walked around for about an hour and just was looking, picking up eggs that I can put in an incubator, which you can get pretty early on if you're good with leveling and you're used to games like this. If you get some decent monsters ready, you can go out and kill some of the lower level bosses, do some of the lower level like 13 dungeons, and you get some ancient artifacts from that, which you can use to go in your tech tree and actually learn the egg incubator, which is only the 2nd tier down. So it only takes 2 or 3, I believe. Once you find those eggs, you put them in there and they give you pals. Some take 10 minutes. The longest I've seen is 2 hours. So they do have common, uncommon, rare. I don't know if there's anything above rare because I haven't personally found any yet. But it's just an easy way to get pals early on in this game. Other thing I'm going to suggest is get the bow early. Like, it's your main weapon until you unlock other stuff. Pals also have the unique ability where some can be equipped as a weapon. There's a little fox you can actually walk around with a flamethrower. There's like an electric hedgehog you can throw and it's like a shock grenade. Also, tip, don't go in the water if you have no stamina. You can swim in the water without wasting too much stamina, but eventually your stamina will drop, and after like 5 seconds on no stamina, you will die in the water. Now, good thing about if you die in this game, something I wish Ark had had when it launched. It shows on the map where you died, and it sends off a beam of light. So you can clearly see it, and it's also marked on your top compass at the very top of your screen. Another tip I'm going to say is if you look at my screen, you'll see some green glowy things. Go pick those up. It helps enhance your pal's abilities. If you look at night, if you get to a high point at night and let you scour around the map, you'll see where they all are, and then you can kind of get a gist of what they do. Also, build the glider. It uses stamina, but it lets you get to places like this before you have a flying. Super cool. You'll notice I have my little floaty pet around me. I would highly recommend getting one of those and unlocking its collar, because it gives you a free pet that's out all the time. So once you equip its collar, he will be with you all the time. Now, this is an early access game, and it is blowing me away with how well put together it is. You'll notice as you watch this, there's a little taming meter kind of thing. When you throw the spear at them, the lower you can get them, the better chance they have. Some you can get super lucky. Each shake raises it. Going around and gathering mushrooms and berries is going to be your best bet for food early on, unless you go the chicken route and just massively add chickens to your base. I have played a lot of early access, survival, PAL kind of games, Ark being the biggest one, and if anyone remembers Ark when it first came out, it was a bit brutal. Frame rate was terrible. I think they got 5 frames if I was lucky. I didn't have that bad of a computer. There weren't a lot of diversity in the dinosaurs when it launched. Palworld has a big diversification when it's only been out for 2 days. I hope this gives you a little insight onto Palworld. I don't want to give too much away, but there'll be many more videos to come on Palworld. It's a great game. If you have $30 to spare, pick it up. They are super great developer-wise. They are on top of bug fixes. I reported a bug. It was fixed within the hour. They have been contacting server hosts if there are issues. They have been hot fixing constantly. Their community manager is super active on Twitter. If you're looking for a game to burn some time into, Palworld is the one to do it on. There are so many things you can do. You can focus on base building and just treating it like a farming sim, honestly. You could treat it like other games and actually go around and complete quests and kill things and do all the dungeons and get to be the powerful most person you can on the island. But whatever you choose, there are so many pathways in Palworld for you. I hope you enjoy the game as much as I do. It's not a super hand-holdy game, so it won't be forgiving if you do something wrong. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment down below if you've played Palworld, if it looks interesting to you, and leave a sub if you don't already. And I will catch y'all in the next one.